My name is Amreen Naveen. I'm from Tampa, Florida. I'm going to be doing a speech on how we as Muslims can help relieve ourselves from stress and kind of elevate our mental well-being. I am basing this off Yasmin Mogahed's speech from her IMFest speech in 2019. I'm going to ask you to excuse the lighting. I am doing this late at night, so it is kind of bad. It's the only light my room has. So let's start. So many of us suffer from something on different levels. Some of us may only deal with it alone, or others might deal with it in front of groups of people. And some of us battle it every single day of our lives. Some of us may only deal with it twice a week, even once a year if anything. And these are our mental prisons. They're mental prisons that come in different forms and different levels. They're prisons that shackle us and bring us down, and many of us live comfortable lives. It's not like we go through any trauma. We probably have amazing parents, amazing family, but internally we just feel like we're being brought down, like we're stuck, and we wish to be able to move, and we wish for that thing. And we don't even know what that thing is. We just know it's lacking in our life. So, quick disclaimer, mental health is a real problem. It is not something that is faked. It has biological causes. It's not something teenagers do because their friends have it. It's not something teenagers find cool either, which our parents kind of need to know. I can attest to that. I do not find having depression a cool thing. And I'm pretty sure most high schoolers don't either. So let's put that first. It's seen as a huge taboo between the Muslim and Asian communities, both which almost everyone identifies within the NANMMA group. And it's also seen as a bad thing within older generations due to tradition and that. It's not caused by people being non-religious too. It's caused by actual biological hormones and neurotransmitters, and we as human beings don't really have that big of a control on it. You can't really decide one day, oh, I don't want to be depressed, or I want to be depressed today. You can't really do that. I mean, unless you can, that's a huge skill, and I applaud you. But most human beings can't just decide to be depressed, or be happy, or be sad. They're just our natural emotions. And also, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala gave us tests, and it is a test to get mental health problems, but at the same time we have the right to react, since Allah did say that there is no disease that He has created except that He has also created a treatment for it. And if you have a mental health problem, which is a disease of the brain, you have the right to get it treated. And the following things I say are probably not going to help someone with mental health problems. I'm assuming none of it would help if you do actually have mental health problems, and I beg you to go seek help. Please, it's really good for you if you do seek help and you do have problems. It's not really a joke, and it's not something we as human beings should take as a joke. It's a real problem, and it's something a lot of teenagers and young adults do deal with in America, and it's really damaging to your mental health and your body health. Like, it doesn't just affect your brain, it affects your whole body and well-being. So please keep that in mind when you're listening to what I'm saying. So imagine if we were to take an fMRI video of our neural changes that happens in our brain when we're told the word no, for example. We would see a sudden release of stress producing hormones and neurotransmitters such as dopamine, epinephrine, norepinephrine, and cortisol. We'd also see this huge increase in activity between the hypothalamus, pituitary gland, and adrenal glands. These are all parts of your brain. And these chemicals immediately would interrupt the normal functioning of our brain, impairing logic, reasoning, language processing, and communication. If the language is destructive or causes harm, the longer we're more likely to ruminate on it and more likely to think about it. And this can lead to damages in key structures that regulate our memory, feelings, and emotions. And this in turn would lead to disrupted sleep, a change in appetite, and the ability to feel happy. And every time we vocalize this negativity, more chemicals are released in our brain, increasing anxiety and irritability. And this, in general, is just a neuroscience explanation of destructive thought patterns and language's effect on one's mental well-being. And you can take this exact same thing and use it to explain how habits do the same exact thing. When we start practicing and continuing poisonous habits, our mental well-being may come to a crash. These habits that we built over years of our lives, and many of us may even have from a young age, they can become things that we don't realize are so habitual that they become so poisonous to us. And they're usually part of our daily lives that they become self-sabotaging, and we keep doing them without even noticing how much of a toll they are to our mentality. And we kind of learn this helplessness, and we kind of become slaves to our own mental health. And when I'm saying learning helplessness, it's a psychological term for when we start learning that we can't do anything. We get the idea that we aren't capable of being helped, we don't deserve that help. And that's one of the main problems with mental health problems, is that they create this idea of learned helplessness. And a lot of individuals start believing that, oh, I don't deserve that help. They start believing themselves that they're just faking it for attention, which in reality they probably aren't. It's very hard to fake depression. I'm pretty sure it's really hard to fake depression. It's a huge toll on your brain and your health. It's not something people just do because they feel like doing it. So, before we start, before we talk about these habits that do become damaging to our health, I'm going to be talking about something else. So, something I find so interesting about Islam is our idea of fate. We're such a unique religion in this idea of fate. It gives you the right to choose that instant. Our decisions are a result of our actions, and we choose what to do the action. It's not like some divine being telling me to do that action. Like me doing this speech is not Allah telling me you have to do this speech. I chose to do this speech. Yes, it was my fate to do it, but in the end, I did choose to do it. I'm not having some being forcing me to do this. I'm doing this with my own choice. And that's the beauty of Islam's idea of fate. We have a choice. And it's not like other religions where you have the idea of predestination, where everything's already chosen. We already have that path. It gives you the right to choose and right to do the actions that we believe are right. But forgetting this really unique way of how fate is created in Islam is extremely problematic, because we often just believe that we're products of what happens to us. We believe we're just reactions to events around us, and in reality, we're really the responses to how we respond to those things. For example, if I had a bad day, it's probably not because of fate. It's probably me having a bad mindset, or me responding to that day with a bad mindset. And it's not really something that it's fate. It's you get to choose how you feel like responding to a day. I start off my day every single day the same exact way when I'm in school. I wake up, take a shower, brush my teeth, change my clothes. That's it. That's literally, I eat breakfast, pack my bag, go to school. But every day is different because of how I kept my mindset that day. If I think I'm gonna have a bad day today, I probably am gonna have a bad day. And it's not cause of fate, it's cause I decided I want to have a bad day that day. And we don't really think of that. So something that kind of relates to this is when I was in 9th grade, my philosophy teacher had this really interesting story. And interesting as in like it's really deep and it's really philosophical and it's really confusing as well. But I'm just going to tell you the gist of it. So if you're walking one day, right? And suddenly this being comes in front of you and tells you that you're going to die, and when you die, your life is going to start over, but it's going to be the same exact life that you had right now. So you're just going to live in the circle of like keep on going, and you don't really get to change your actions, but you're also going to remember what you did previously in your life. So how you react to that being telling you that is going to create this huge impact on how you see your future. If you cuss him out, if you think, oh God, I'm so unlucky, I shouldn't have done that, you're probably going to see the rest of your life in a bad way. But if you're kind of just calm about it, you're like, you know what, I'm chill, like, I don't have that messed up a life, my life is amazing, I'll be fine, you probably are going to have a decent life. It's just that mindset that really works. And it's the same on stress on tests. When we take a test and you think you're going to do good on it, you probably are going to do good on it. You're going to be calm, you're going to be chill, you're going to go through that test easily. Whereas when you think you're going to do bad, you're probably going to stress out, you're going to procrastinate, you're going to cram for that, and you're probably not going to do well because of that stress. Because stress does cause you to lose a lot of your functions in your brain. So because of that fate thing, we as humans need to work on things. And these are just the habits I'm going to talk about that kind of cause that problematic mental well-being. And one of the most important one is focus. Stop focusing on the bad, please. Like, what's so good about thinking about what's bad, like what's happening that's bad? Yes, it is important to view things that are bad and accept that there are bad things in your life, but at the same time, don't just focus on it. There are always good things that's going to happen. Life isn't amazing, but looking at the bad side won't help anymore. Focus on the good as well, because our dunya is made out of highs and lows, and we don't live in like a one-dimensional world where one thing is possible. We have these valleys and peaks and highs and lows and like turns and twists. And when we just keep thinking about these bad things, we forget the good, and we forget the amazing friends we have and focus on those ones we don't, or the ones we fought with. We forget the things we actually own and have, and wish for the things we don't. And that's kind of really problematic, because we get really depressed because we're like, oh no, I don't have that, I'm living a bad life, because you're only just focusing on the bad, because you're not thinking about the amazing things you have in your life, and you just really get depressed because of that. And that's something that's not going to help you as a being. It's going to cause you to get stressed. It's going to cause you to have a different mentality that's not going to help you at all. So, and then there's also something else here. You can't really blame Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala at all, because you decided to focus on the bad. He didn't tell you to focus on the bad, you decided. And when you decide to do something, it's you're going to face the consequences, you're going to get the reactions. It's not fate doing it. You have that choice on what to do. I can wake up today and tomorrow, really. I can wake up tomorrow and go, I'm going to have a good day. I'm going to sit down, work hard for my school. I'm going to read a book. I don't know what you do on a good day. I'm going to draw. I'm going to have a good day. That's it. And then I'm going to probably have a good day because I'm focusing on having a good day. Whereas if I wake up tomorrow and be like, I have a test today, I have a quiz in this class, I have a test in chemistry, I have a assignment in biology that I didn't do yet, I'm probably going to focus only on the things I don't like about the day and then have a really bad day. And I'm saying this from personal experience, especially because there's multiple times where I would stress about the bad things and then forget. And now I just go back and think about it and be like, oh, that's not that bad. That was actually a good day. Like, why did I not enjoy it at the moment? And we're going to start regretting not enjoying that at that moment. So we also need to start doing another thing, especially when that mentality is assign your meanings properly. And I mean, like, not meanings of words. Like, there's definitions for words. You can't really change that. They have their respective meanings. But I mean, like, assigning meanings to, like, assign what happened to you. So I could get hurt, for example. And you can see that in two different ways. I can see that as in, oh, I got hurt because I wasn't looking. Or I can also see it as I just have really bad luck. And as those two meanings have two different definitions. Like, you got hurt because you're not focusing, or like you got hurt because of luck. That's two different things. One is fate and one is choice, and that again brings what I was talking about, how unique it stems. Idea of fate is, it's kind of that ideology. So I'm going to explain a little bit more with a personal story. When I was a freshman in high school, freshman year has all the good things in it. 9th grade's amazing. That's a lie, I hate it. But when I was a freshman in high school, I went out with my best friend during the summer to kind of, relax with them. And I live in Florida, if I haven't mentioned it already, and it rains, like, every single day of summer. It rains. If it does not rain, there's something wrong. If it doesn't rain, it's global warming, okay? Like, it rains every single day. If not, that means something's wrong and you need to wake up from your dream, because not raining in the summer is bad. But that day I found it amazing. I love the rain. I love being outside to an extent. But I found that day amazing because I assigned it with a meaning that I found good. I assigned it with a joyous meaning. And I assigned it with being able to spend time with people. But to her, she actually planned the day for us. She assigned it with a bad meaning. Her plans got destroyed. She was disappointed. Her idea of what we were going to do that day got all destroyed. There's nothing more she can do that day anymore because it got destroyed by the rain. And that's the thing. We both assigned two different meanings, and while she doesn't enjoy that day, now that we go back and look into it, she hates that day. Like, she doesn't like talking about it. Whereas I actually enjoyed it. I found it an amazing day. And we as Muslims need to kind of learn how to assign those meanings so we enjoy how our days are. We also need to kind of think about how we want to be, like, assign good, because that way you get good. It's kind of going back to the idea of focus. Focus on the good, you get good. Assign good, you get good. Like, that's the idea of it. You be more positive, you get more positive. But then again, please don't go assign a positive meaning to, like, getting kidnapped. Like, that's probably traumatic, but, like, don't go assign a positive meaning to things that actually really need a negative meaning. And we also need to look at our actions while we're at it. You can't just expect good mentality to do all the good things. We need to act positively, as Muslims especially. Don't yell, don't be rude, be nice as much as you can. Like, help uplift others' mood. And this is something I really love. And it's kind of just something that I enjoy, is that, quick fun fact, is that when we give gifts to others that we're close with, we become happy. And we get that same emotion as getting that gift. And that's something I really enjoy to think about, because it's like you're giving a gift and you're doing a good action. You're probably making someone happy. At that same time, you're getting that happiness. More positivity in our lives. That's what we're aiming for with this. And that's something really important, especially in this speech of mine. Also, something that I really need to focus on, as I'm saying, is that we're Muslims. We do learn a lot from our Islam. We do have a lot of life lessons, and we do have a lot that teaches us. Allah and the Prophet Muhammad ﷺ's hadiths and sunnahs, they all really explain to us. They all tell us a way to live. They give us hope when we need it. Like, I can search up on Google right now for a hadith about something, and I'd probably find a hadith about that thing. We learned how to take care of our neighbors. We learned how to act with our friends. We learn a lot of things from our lessons, and that's something beautiful about Islam. But at the same time, we have to think about how other religions don't always have the same thing as we do. There is a lot of similarities between the Abrahamic religions, but they don't have exact things as we do. And we probably should be able to look at other people's perspectives in that same way. We can't just expect everyone to act the same way we do. We also can't expect everyone to be happy like we do. Even as Muslims, sometimes we can't really control our emotions as well. So we might think of being happy one day when in reality we can't really control it. Emotions are something, like I said earlier, come from our brain. They are not something we get to create. We don't just decide today, oh, I'm going to be happy, I'm going to be sad. We do have a bit of choice in it, but at the same time, our emotions are caused by hormonal changes that we don't really have a choice in. And as much as we are as Muslims, we have to be patient when others are going through a bad day. Help them out. Be positive. That's it. Assalamualaikum.